on va commencer en beauté, ceci est... Oh là. Ceci est tout simplement la cinématique que vous avez ratée. Vous en avez raté 2 normalement. Et ensuite, je reprends l'aventure tranquillement, tranquillou bilou, sur le jeu. Qu'est-ce qu'on a raté? Enfin, qu'est-ce que vous avez raté? Vous avez raté tout... Enfin, une petite moitié de l'arc de la prison où, en gros, on fait des quêtes et on rencontre Linné et Linette. Ensuite, il y a une alarme qui se déclenche dans la prison et je vous laisse regarder la cinématique car c'est sympa. Alors, j'ai oublié, mais il y a Worcestershire Sauce là qui arrive avec... Voilà, il arrive avec Laurent, mais normalement il est seul et on lui parle un peu. Et en fait, on est des agents undercover. On a retrouvé Fréminet qui, techniquement, il s'est pas noyé, mais il était mal en point. Du coup, on l'a soigné et les gens étaient inquiets. Alors ensuite, il y a eu ça. Très bonne, très cool cinématique. Je tenais à vous le montrer parce qu'il est très stylé ce monsieur-là. Voilà, c'est ça l'alarme en gros, c'est que ça a sonné et il y a de l'eau. Je pense que c'est de l'eau primordiale et du coup c'est celle qui transforme les gens en eau, qui les fait disparaître, tu sais. Je pense, si j'ai bien compris. C'est pour ça que c'est dangereux. Enfin, tu le vois à la couleur que c'est pas de l'eau normale. Ouais, je parle par-dessus la cinématique, j'ai aucune pitié. Au pire, elle est dispo sur YouTube, vous irez la voir. Et Worcestershire Sauce, là, il est très stylé, du coup, je voulais juste vous la montrer parce qu'elle est cool. Voilà, et il titube même pas. Il est tranquille et encore debout. Voilà, donc là il nous dit d'aller chercher Neuvillette parce que c'est caca. Voilà. Et du coup on fait OK. Et on va chercher Neuvillette. Et donc du coup si tu mets pause dans tes quêtes à ce moment-là, ils sont forever coincés ici. Alors, ensuite, nous sommes allés chercher Neuvillette. Il y a eu une toute petite cutscene sur... Après ça, hein, je vous dis juste, on allait chercher Neuvillette qui s'est occupée de l'histoire, donc on va regarder la cinématique après ça. Après, on a eu une cinématique avec Furina, tout simplement, et Arlecchino, qui parlaient ensemble. Il y avait des tensions, hein, c'est le moins qu'on puisse dire. Et ensuite, on a eu une autre animation d'un des souvenirs de Tartaglia qu'on a eu grâce à sa vision, où il a l'air d'être sous l'eau. Et il y a une ombre de baleine géante qui lui passe au-dessus. Voilà, et c'est à peu près tout. Donc, après ça, je crois que c'est la fin de l'acte. Et on va reprendre au début d'un nouvel acte. Alors, j'ai bien aimé l'acte de la prison. Cependant, c'était vraiment pas mon préféré. Hein. Ça nous montre aussi que Neuvillette est grave stylé. Hein. Qu'il est grave stylé. Et que effectivement la prophétie se réalisera un jour. Voilà. La prophétie qui dit que c'était quoi, tous les Fontainois vont mourir parce qu'ils ont une part de péché en eux. Quelque chose du genre.
Who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Alors ce que je me demande, pourquoi ils l'ont mis... Ah, c'était avant. Pourquoi ils l'ont mis dans la prison? Pour que les travailleurs le bloquent tous les jours, hein, qui travaillent pour le bloquer, un truc du genre. Bref, on va reprendre le gameplay à partir d'ici. C'est vrai qu'elle habite là, Navia, non? Ah, il y a le gars sur le toit. Navia. Où es-tu, Navia? Sinon, je te fais une petite tornade et tu descends. Alors, c'est un peu violent le mot tornade, mais... Tu vois ce que je veux dire, quoi. Je te fais une petite brise de vent et... Elle est morte? Mais c'est un réel désastre. Que s'est-il passé? Enfin, c'est l'eau? C'est l'eau qui a fait ça? Elle est pas arrivée jusqu'ici pourtant, je croyais qu'on l'avait contenue. Navia. Tu es dans le bateau, n'est-ce pas? Ah, super.
You're here. We heard there was a yes.
Ah. Ok. Il y a une sorte de tsunami un peu chaud.
We've already transported him.
He's wounded?
He fell. So
he jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take...
Understood.
All right. I'm sorry. Right. A little earlier, we said the rushing water seemed everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water. Those who realized the Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible. But the water that flooded, no one knows if this could happen again.
C'est une inondation.
How awful. And it was quite frightening indeed. I hope... Is there any way we can help, Navia? Thank you for being... Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
C'est ses deux potes, ouais.
Demoiselle, we've got a situation here.
Sorry. I need to go for now.
Ses deux potes sont décédés? Oh non!
And out she goes. Okay, the wounded are, of course, traveler. Huh? Right now? Thank you.
Et les mouettes? On pleurait. Où vais-je? C'est de ce côté? C'est genre en haut, non? Attends, je suis perdue. Ah, super. Je lui perds. Ouais, il est là. Ouais. Il est grave loin.
Into the wind. Time to go.
A lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day.
Right. That's
Navia? Navia, what's
sorry. I just Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back.
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but they were helping evacuate the residents, and I've known them for so long. I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just...
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect...
I can understand.
See, it's not just...
How could... Yet the cemetery...
Buying yourself a plot.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Cal.
Hey!
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense.
After all, besides you, demoiselle. The two...
Personally,
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip?
I promise to let... I'm sorry for letting you see me in a...
Paimon does...
I had always thought Malus and Silver... I'm so...
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia.
By the way,
On est de si bonnes
you can
amies.
have a look at this.
Obana, so...
It's okay. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
Right. Malusins...
You're right. What you said
Ça se
is
trouve, on va les retrouver à la fin.
You've become more eloquent in the time
madame.
since we last met.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici? Monsieur, madame, papa,
As for these supplies,
Thank you.
père.
we just met.
Thanks to the knave.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive
Si elle est en argent.
We were already in
Et
the
c'était
area
quoi
for
déjà?
many
C'était
years.
la...
That said,
My subordinates have
Le-
reported that
this is nothing to, as
Merde.
I've told this, lending your...
without your help,
Furthermore, I
La théorie
sincerely
comme quoi
regret
les
what happens to
fatouis
Malus and Silver.
auraient
don't say that.
une
As
vision
Paimon said, I've never
You're
avec
right.
un tour en argent.
Water is like
Alors c'est
so-
soit fatouille, soit
You're
Snezhnoïa
right,
en
Of
vrai. Hein.
course.
Mais voilà.
By the way, traveler,
Oui.
Paimon,
Que
one
veux-tu?
more thing.
Que veux-tu? Que nous veux-tu?
That is a clever traveler. You and I both know that there may be issues with the primordial sea. Previously, indeed, during some recent judging by the my people initially.
So that
I
Elle est
wanted
très
to
très
get
cool.
many told me that, which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearths members see each other as
Je pense que
family,
j'essaierai de l'avoir
but
dans un
Lin, who
rerun.
met in front of me,
Reroll,
said that they
rerun.
also see you, I'm sure,
Mais
if
d'abord-
I understand.
Mais d'abord...
I just shared
Oh
about
là,
ruins
oh,
could fetch
calme.
a high-
excuse me, but
Je sais pas, Gilloen...
You wish to join, Miss?
Are you sure you're up to exploring?
well, there's no point. Besides,
Since you put it that way, I have no objection. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Très bien, donc on va voir l'arc des runes. Pas des runes, waouh, des ruines. Et après... Et après, c'est cet arc des ruines. Je peux me dire ici. Nous aurons le final arc. Ah oui, donc on y était déjà, non? J'arrive pas à voir si c'était là ou pas. Sûrement pas. le final arc où on va se battre contre Arlecchino. Ça me semble unlikely qu'on se batte contre elle. Je sais pas pourquoi. Je me dis non, c'est pas possible. Elle est trop cool. On peut pas se battre. Il y a une giga fontaine là. C'est pas une fontaine. Ouah, une cascade. On va être comme Legolas dans la scène dans le Hobbit là. On va sauter de pierre en pierre. Il va y avoir quelqu'un qui va intervenir, non? S'il vous plaît. Ou alors on est...
Demoiselle.
Maybe she just.
Yes, it.
C'est le monde magique de l'eau.
Oh,
Quand on touche l'eau, on arrive là.
Is something the matter,
no, I was just trying.
Do you remember?
We were headed.
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How?
I've been great. They were knocking at...
Sometimes.
Oh, yes, Miss Navia. These are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know.
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect.
Ok.
In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait. Excuse me.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. I've heard. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, demoiselle.
We do? Like what?
Well, now,
Miss Navia, here you are. My trial. Wait.
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about.
Oh?
Nous, on est toujours...
Look, it's
Ah
Navia.
non.
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness. Everyone's finally here.
Je sais pas si... Nous, on est tombé dans l'eau aussi, non? Donc on devrait être là.
Sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seemed Karina, Desiree,
C'est tous les gens qui sont morts. Enfin, qui ont disparu.
Jolien, Essen.
Joinville.
And as for the judge,
Un peu comme Grainville, je crois.
please sit in the defendant's seat.
all right.
Typically, it would.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any...
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet as all here know, you are Master Callus after you took over the not only you, but your butler.
Wait a moment.
Yes, correct. We are one big therefore, this...
Huh? Everything you...
Ah, well...
How wonderful!
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She...
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing.
She was born a free and independent.
Her actions cannot... Please do not mistake her.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontainians here. This, even if Miss Navia owns everything, is... Now, I speak for everyone.
Je suis
Our opinion is
du
consistent.
père.
Navia should stay.
Navia et nous ne formons qu'un. C'est une sorte de secte.
Preposterous. Have you forgotten how much you all...
Do you mean to defy?
If your justice is
Oui.
flawed, then why should we?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that...
Demoiselle,
Demoiselle.
I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Ouais, tu es morte. Quoique tu es dans le royaume de l'eau. Je pense qu'on va te résurrecter d'une façon ou d'une autre.
Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just.
C'était un flash de quoi? Je suis pas assez bonne pour voir les...
After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
Ah!
What are you saying?
Océanide!
No more excuses.
She says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss Navia.
Je vais boire un coup, j'ai soif, sa mère.
Silence.
Oh! Neuvillette! Mais tu n'es pas mort?
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day.
Our thanks, Miss.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia.
But
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only loose. My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that.
Malus, Silver.
Quickly, you...
Goodbye.
C'était mignon. Du coup, c'est Neuvillette qui nous a sauvés ou bien?
No, wait! Just a second!
Ou bien on l'a sauvé?
You're awake.
Ah non, c'est bien lui.
Good.
Il est venu à notre
I must
secours.
have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still
It looks like you... The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. You were just about to be dissolved within. I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you.
C'est adorable!
Perhaps even a fraction of a sec were it not for their intervention.
Oh, c'est adorable, c'est Mélus. Et
Perhaps
Silver
those 2 Oceanids were the
qui l'ont sauvé sous leur forme d'océanide.
with me.
Je trouve c'est trop mignon. Elle a un passé très tragique, hein. Par contre, la pauvre, elle a perdu son père,
Though I am
qui s'est fait plus ou moins déshonorer pendant longtemps.
I merely thought
Elle a dû s'occuper d'un village dont plein de gens sont morts. Elle a perdu les 2 gardes du corps, terrible.
thank you.
Vous êtes très bon nageur? Oui, en effet.
Yes, in fact. I had a
En effet, je suis très bon nageur. Comment le saviez-vous? Love is destructive. Oui, bah tu m'étonnes.
I'm feeling much better now.
T'as vu ce que Neuvillette fait pour Furina? C'est adorable aussi, ça.
Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
You're here. Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farine.
J'ai pas lu, mais on dirait qu'ils sont en train de faire quelque chose.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. It is not my int. Look at this.
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert this. I will say this once more. You must. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. But...
That's correct. Which is why I... The second of these...
On n'a pas eu le droit à objection.
I decide...
all gods don't have the same secrets. I understand your concern.
Forgive me for saying this now, lady. There are several... This is not strange. You have never been a...
Well, since you know, there's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but just trust in me. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss... Oh! the up...
Oh, j'aurais pas dû le passer, j'aurais dû... Je voulais trop écouter le au revoir.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
Elle est suspicieuse,
I
suspecte.
assume you've been
C'est moi
outside.
qui suis suspicieuse.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Still, I do not understand. Dire. Everyone in her inner... We may have to create a situation...
Oh?
Normally, people...
But Farina...
We will need to consider... If at all possible. This
Non,
may
je
be
peux pas.
cruel to her, but
Il
all
a
fun-
growl un peu dans son...
will lend
genre...
us the need to do
Je vois.
Well, that's it. Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a
And here you are drinking.
That's what family
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for...
Lend me your ears, everyone.
Prêtez-moi vos oreilles, tout le monde.
Perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about...
me?
Then, how about you?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become...
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the... As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be...
Oh?
Well,
Huh?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good...
I see.
He is glad that you consider...
In that case, do any of you have experience?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger.
I'm afraid not. Though that was their name. Today, a trap so.
J'ai pas tout lu. C'était un peu trop long.
Use some of those techniques while moving the people of...
Yes, and I even...
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit.
Mais pourquoi tu étais preste comme ça?
With discretion.
I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And
what about you, Monsieur Neville?
I feel...
That makes sense. You usually... But I do have one more question. If we were to create a trap... If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes...
Wait, what?
Only a hunter who's a
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting... But we shall require much more courage than...
Oh, so...
N'était simplement qu'une métaphore. En réalité, vous n'allez pas le faire. Enfin, vous êtes con ou quoi? Bonjour Furina.
That's Farina, right over there.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's... Farina, you were crying.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. Who did that? They even...
Voilà, elle est hautaine, mais elle ne l'est pas vraiment.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? That's...
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to...
Ah oui, on la poursuit, mais de très 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 près. Hein. C'est pas une poursuite, on est vraiment très très près. On est juste en train de courir dans la même direction, là. Eux, ils nous poursuivent, ils sont plus loin. Ils ont abandonné, d'ailleurs. Ou pas? Ah, ils nous cherchent, on s'est caché. On s'était caché. On steak tartare. Mais oui, on l'a pas...
Fine, I suppose. Hey. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the
Yep.
On va peut-être mourir, en fait.
What's happening?
Yeah. A quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need.
Yeah, but the people of Poisson. It's true. I've been investigating. I once had informants all over Teyvat. I've tried all kinds of ways, but all my efforts proved to be futile, and we cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do. Give up. Indeed. Fate is but just now. It all became. As long as the don't worry. Well, that's enough for now. Don't take any.
Come on!
Share. That's impossible. A witness. And if to.
Hein? Ah, c'était ça le piège! Oh, c'est trop stylé! J'adore, ça me fait penser à Insaisissable. Très 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 cool comme film. La moitié des tours sont actuellement en réalité de la CGI, mais c'était très bien.
In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
Elle tient comme un pistolet son épée.
It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on?
Wow.
Lady Farina.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear,
Looking for excuses again.
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance. I will admit that I'm sorry. You are not the only one. But now, I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true. This time, applaud and rejoice. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo! Why does it feel like Farina just took... Also, even though she's still acting super...
Alright then. Who will...
The court
Je suis une
asks
drama
the
queen.
prosecutor to please take the stand.
Je voulais juste l'entendre dire fausse alors. Je sais pas pourquoi. En plus, c'était... Oui. Ça va être elle contre moi. Très bien. En même temps, il n'y aurait pas trop de gameplay si c'était pas elle contre moi.
Also, please allow me to... Just how much work...
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the task.
Navia,
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning, they changed into plain clothes and came to the people's resent. Moreover, according so you
And their goal was...
That's right.
As the super ultimate version, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson was an arc. My thanks, Farina. Without your... Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
C'est fantastique, c'est trop mignon, j'adore. Il y a des fatouilles qui ont travaillé. C'est trop cute. J'aime bien quand les méchants sont gentils. J'aime bien Tartaglia.
Yes.
Bah, il est gentil mais différemment. Il est gentil mais chiant. Eux ils sont gentils et mignons, c'est pas pareil.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once. Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this.
Ça, c'était une référence, on est d'accord?
Madam
Le
Prosecutor,
pointage de
please
doigts
allow me
avec
to
le
pass.
plan
This is a
en...
document that Miss Charlotte.
J'allais dire en bilboquet, mais pas du tout. J'ai tout mélangé. Le plan en penché, ça a un nom. J'ai oublié comment on dit penché en langage photo cinéma.
So in other words, we can refer to this. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, all right?
You defeated the Hydro. I didn't think that you'd want. This is the first of the Tui Harbor.
Je vais pas tout lire.
I nearly lost my.
Vous mettrez sur pause
Someone as
si vous voulez tout.
extraordinary as a.
Moi, je vais y aller au pif, comme d'hab. Je vais essayer de réfléchir un peu. Je
Prosecution
vais
and the
quand
defense
même y
are
aller au
both
pif,
in
quoi.
position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, nervy just fast forward to the. Of course. It is only not. That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
OMG.
Lady Farina, do you... Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine.
Yeah, even though...
Yeah, I've never.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. See? Even the Oratrice has decided, if you wish, to drop the case.
An argument.
Well, and if I was not...
Je suis trop intelligente.
You may be a member
C'est pas
of
grave.
another
Non, c'est pas vrai, je sais juste lire.
which would allow you to
Who gave you that idea? Was it...
A curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an arc, but in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina.
Well, it is true that it's extreme.
Donc si t'es sous une malédiction, tu peux vivre très 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 longtemps, tant que la malédiction ne se produit pas.
Don't start celebrating too. Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession. For centuries, manifestations of one need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house.
The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Oui. C'est simple.
You tried to reference the Oratrice.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decision...
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder while the court is in session, the principles of you will prove yourself unable to...
I never thought...
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty instead of having been created.
The real Hydro Archon. It is true that I did, but the Oratrice handed out that you can't.
She's still throwing out all kinds of.
My pal.
If that poses a...
Aren't you the Hydro Archon?
Indemnitium. Yes. It's all
Ah oui, c'est pour ça qu'elle a pas un vrai... Enfin, que sur sa vision, il y a des sortes de petits trucs pour retenir la vision, parce que c'est pas une vraie. Ou que c'est une vraie, mais pas vraiment. C'est genre elle glisse. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
If what the prosecutor...
Je sais pas si on va pouvoir le voir, mais je crois qu'elle est dans son dos. On pourra pas la voir, mais... J'ai pas lu, c'est pas grave. Une affaire de meurtre. Nanana, ça, Fontaine est dissous par l'eau. L'entrée... C'est ça, non? Ah non. Bon bah du coup, je sais pas.
Since
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can...
Miss Navia.
Utiliser l'eau.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson.
Tu vois, leurs visions sont pas accrochées par des petits tics et je crois que la sienne, elle l'est. Genre là, elle tient bien, tu vois. Et je trouve ce truc trop mignon aussi.
Navia from the Spina di...
If Lady Farina...
Lady Farina.
Well, of course he had to tell her.
She's just staring.
What's going on?
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Elle a mis la main dedans. Oh là là. Après, si elle a une malédiction et qu'elle est immortelle, ce serait logique qu'elle meure pas à cause de ça non plus. C'est peut-être pas de la vraie eau et ils ont testé si elle était... Ah si.
Thank you, Miss Sidwin.
Ok, donc elle peut pas mourir, mais elle a les mêmes symptômes, c'est ça? Je pense qu'un dieu qui touche l'eau, il a les mêmes symptômes, mais il meurt pas non plus. Hein. Je crois que ça se verra pas. On ne verra pas, on va regarder sur son modèle si c'est vrai ou pas. Quand j'y aurai accès.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, I'm
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone who's too stacked against her now.
2 secondes. Oh, je peux pas. Mais il y a un petit singe dessus, je crois, c'est adorable.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is... guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the final verdict on the... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice?
No, the Oratrice also did.
Isn't that correct?
However, the exact will be punished via the death sentence.
That's actually one of the available...
The one and only time.
Farina's been sentenced to death.
This outcome is indeed quite... Is this sentence really appropriate for the crime?
Yeah, even Vache wasn't...
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, but now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the...
Mais...
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it.
Mm-hmm. And...
Ah, c'est la première.
That's the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow...
C'est beaucoup plus
Believe
casse-tête
that you have already
que...
seen the other existing slate.
que les quêtes de Sumeru et de Inazuma. Il y a trop de mystères, je comprends pas.
I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime.
Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's... so when you say Hydro Archon...
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently...
Okay, let's try to recall the...
J'ai tout compris ce qu'il faut faire et tout. Oui, mais non, mais je vais être trop forte.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expect the second stone slate. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontaine... The third slate shows the Hydro... Well, the fourth slate is the we didn't believe that such...
Ok. Alors, attends. Histoire de l'avenir, le premier morceau, il semble montrer l'ancien Archon en train d'utiliser son pouvoir divin pour transformer les Océanides en... peuvent être dissous. Finalement jugé coupable d'entrer dans leur il faut mettre le truc genre... Je pense c'est celui, non? Ou le premier? Ok.
We know from the case of the serial disappearance and that this might...
Les humains sont... Des humains devenus. Célestia flottant dans le ciel et son peuple en train de la vénérer. Mais le pouvoir divin décide de les punir malgré tout parce qu'ils étaient pas censés être là. Je sais pas.
Perhaps what is about to take the true sin of the Hydro and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by...
Peut-être que le péché original, ça a été de tous les transformer. Englouti par les eaux, entouré de nombreuses personnes. L'entrée est tombée dans un plan d'eau. Ça.
It's
Allez.
not as simple as when Navia fell into the sea. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon.
Je comprends pas trop cette histoire-là. Une scène fondamentale identique à celle-là. Les Fontainois ne feront plus qu'un avec l'eau, sauf l'Archon Hydro qui n'aura plus que ses yeux pour pleurer. Ok, c'est pas ça. Je ne savais pas pourquoi. Ouais, je me disais aussi, ça n'avait pas trop de sens.
Prophecy from the stone slates. The fortress of Meropide was near. If we hadn't dealt with it in time.
Ok, mais du coup...
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence... The Hydro Archon was... Navia fell into the water and... The eruption of the primordial... The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine...
En gros, la prophétie s'est réalisée, mais genre version nouveau, quoi. Version un peu revisitée en mode non, mais t'inquiète, t'inquiète. Genre.
Oh, Paimon gets it now, but then it feels...
Let's hear them.
Incredible.
We're...
All Fontainians were originally... The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw every...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably anchored Celestia
Ouais, voilà,
by
c'est ça.
creating humans. That could also explain why the Oratries judged the Hydro Archon.
The Hydro Archon's true sin.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's...
Yeah, isn't the image here just like with Navia? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also fall... In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
Oui, tu es trop forte, Paimon, alors que moi, non.
I must say, given how much... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall... I believe I should share this truth not only with you, But with all your hypotheses regarding the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Les Océanides étaient en mode mais j'aimerais trop savoir ce que ça fait de vivre sur la Terre.
Wishing to have those experiences for themselves expressed to the Hydro Arc. However, even though water as an element is not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessel. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct... Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
C'était trop stylé les villettes, mais c'était pas nécessaire.
The Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the...
That's way too much information. Wait, but if that's the truth...
Alas, your hypothesis
Imagine, tu vis toute ta vie et genre là, à 50 ans, on te révèle que t'étais pas humain. Et si t'as des enfants?
Yes.
I think I'm following. In truth, every...
What should we do?
Huh. No.
If that's the case...
Traveler, I would like to point out another about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the... However, I believe that rather than being as for the root cause of the catastrophe...
La preuve ultime. OMG.
Was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the...
Quelle est la véritable source de l'affaire de meurtre? La baleine? Pourquoi la baleine? La baleine?
It was both dream.
Hein?
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the...
The truth, the original sin.
C'est ça, c'est la baleine, l'archon? J'ai pas... La meuf qui comprend que dalle. Ça se trouve, je dis la vérité. Enfin, ça se trouve, c'est juste ce que je dis. C'est vraiment ça, mais j'ai vraiment l'impression que c'est pas ça. Hein. Ah bah tiens. Mais c'est l'ult de Tartaglia. J'allais dire, ce serait trop cool qu'il arrive. Parce que c'est son ult. Enfin, ça... Oui, t'as compris. J'adore Tartaglia. Je simpais pour lui quand il est sorti. Four lui avec un F. Je le mettais dans un four. Ah, et elle s'en va. Tartaglia est mort. Parce que damn. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Adieu. Au revoir. Ok. On va le chercher. On va le chercher. Rassure-moi, on va le chercher. Il est trop cool pour mourir. Oui, c'est exactement celle-là.
I understand that whale. It has been greedily and once it has fit.
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontaine.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided.
Ah, c'est parce qu'elle avait faim.
From the way he looked, he must have.
That battle maniac. Anyway.
Okay.
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the. Even if the entirety of.
We've already done everything.
Oh, on va encore sauver le monde. Pour la 8e fois. Je pense tellement fort.
The prophecy. Yes. What has been... Justice prophecies are usually only the future, as ultimately.
D'accord, c'est quoi mon rôle? De sauver le monde? De tuer Fossalor? C'est vrai qu'on nous a interrompus.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
C'était une larme magique. Je suis où? Moi? Il n'y a que lui qui a été transporté dans le monde magique?
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face.
You are not Farina.
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous.
Fossalor.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. The heavenly principle.
Deceiving the heaven.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. One was not amused. In fact, she knew full well that, and as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the so yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather... I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. I had to I'm a genius, I know. Although, looking back now, it was... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I
So you were also once one of the Oceanids?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do. Even after becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as nigh the me. She could feel joy, sorrow, and her strengths, but in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly... Anyway, so all part of the plan. Do you still remember the final... In order that under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Fossalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor would... Instead, I suppose now you probably understand...
But Farina is only human, even though she is
It has indeed. It's been, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely.
C'est terriblement triste. Les autres, c'était révoltant, intéressant, un peu triste. Mais alors, ça c'est juste tragique.
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me? Mirror me.
The prophecy.
Elle a le pantalon noir. Enfin, le short.
The people...
Oh,
What's going on?
Yes.
But
I will tell you.
as for but if there were scale,
I suppose this would. Don't worry.
play as.
That's right. If you can keep it up.
But
Don't worry. Being a human, remember.
So how long
To accomplish that,
a trial?
Ah, je me suis changée.
The maze. What should I say to most of I'm sure you've all heard about. In truth, I know as the god Fosalor, the god once again. I thought I might.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going right? Calm down, Farina. Assertive. Now, I was wondering if some you may consider. Now then.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we...
Personality. It's quite shocking, to be honest.
C'est donc pour ça qu'elle était odieuse. Enfin, quand tu la rencontres, t'as pas trop envie d'être son amie.
It seems I've turned them around. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, we have heard it said that this won't work.
Ah, pardon, faut que je fasse les bons choix. Je croyais que c'était encore une fois les deux mêmes.
May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. There is, so long as I...
Il m'adore. Je pense qu'on peut apprendre l'alphabet de Genshin. C'est pas le bureau de...
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports as well.
Come now. Besides...
If I may be so... That's true,
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Farina.
No need. All right.
He's...
Lady Farina.
I see. It's as I thought. All manner of...
Well, as I understand it...
Really?
I'm...
Oh, is that so?
Des fois, le perso, il break. Des fois, elle casse le personnel. Ouais, t'as compris ce que je voulais dire.
The taste, finally. But it's good to see that maybe this is fun.
Ça doit être affreux. Je pense que je tiendrais pas, moi, par exemple.
Lady Farina, here are the new
There'll be no need.
Lady Farina.
Indeed, my...
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant...
Understood. I feel...
Très très cool les transitions. Oh mon dieu.
Lady Farina, I've heard that the first... Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the... So interminable. Hundreds of years. I never have I want to die. All I can do is keep...
Ouah, c'est le chiffre ça? Ah non. Ah, et quelqu'un d'autre? Quelque chose d'autre? C'est poisson ça.
Farina, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone.
C'est moi. C'est... ouais.
Share that's impossible.
But even if your burden doesn't need to, just share it with me.
A witness. And if to that... She's right. I could confirm that...
Ok, je comprends le changement de tenue. La version noire, c'est genre elle d'avant. Et la blanche, c'est genre elle qui joue le rôle, tu vois. C'est pour ça que les cheveux longs, ils sont ultra chelous. Parce qu'elle est censée avoir les cheveux longs, mais elle a les cheveux courts de base. Et ça, c'est genre juste rajouté. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
No, I have nothing. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my...
Fine.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth?
Yes, it had to be done. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter, it seems that trusting human...
I believe that I understand. How would you build up?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed... I'm sure you...
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a It now seems that...
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, your understand... In truth, it is no enactor of justice. Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the... I mean, my work over these last 500 years has been to
Ah, c'est intéressant. Attendez 2 secondes, je le mets en automatique, j'ai quelque chose à faire.
To enact this death sentence.
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for that.
So the oratrices... The destruction of that divine throne.
Returning what's... In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon... Oh, what? Getting sad again. The authority of the ancient...
All you've done throughout the years.
I've never quite seen it that way. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say,
C'est trop mignon.
had it been within my rights, Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea and the heavenly prince. I, for my part, am the god of... Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies. So, if
Mais du coup, il est devenu humain comment, lui? C'est aussi Egeria qui l'a... Il a pris les hallucinés, il a pris le dragon, paf, humain.
In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 cent you are things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Donc son calvaire est fini?
I, Eudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What was that bright...
It's time to end it. I have gained the
C'est vrai.
should seize the opportunity to pursue
Ok.
our traveler. Now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out just the root of the calamity. Come with me, traveler.
J'arrive, Neuvillette. Faisons des trucs ensemble. Non, pas des... Oui, t'as compris, pas des trucs. Allez, je m'exprime mal. C'est une sorte de... Ouais, grave. Je vais faire ça de ouf. Quoi? Tu déconnes? Il va faire quoi? Il va l'absorber? Il la transforme en boule. En Beyblade. Hein? On dirait une meuf de Honkai. Quoi? Et elle avait Tartaglia. Mais c'est qui? Bonjour, qui êtes-vous?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It was just supposed to be a short private training session.
C'est dans le même univers?
I didn't think that my disciple... Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point.
That power.
It's just that he gave us the impression that...
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree.
Skirk.
That kind of power is wasted on it. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point...
Well, being that this... So what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's...
Oh, right. So you do... His name is Sertologi.
I am...
D'accord.
Huh. So master is insufficiently famous.
Le cavalier abominable. Sa mère d'Albedo fait partie de l'exercice.
But I suppose you understand now, yes?
Wait! Didn't you also mention of...
Actually, never mind that. That the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its... Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult as such. The Fontaine... In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting...
Not to worry. Focalor has...
Et du coup?
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Mais pour l'instant... C'est ça l'acte 6, c'est genre de... Je sais pas. Ou alors ça c'est la mer peut-être? Et là imagine il les écrase. Je rigole. J'ai pas compris, c'est l'eau qui descend ou c'est le bâtiment qui monte? C'est l'eau qui redescend. Ah non, c'est un très gros bateau. Oh! C'est le bateau de poisson. C'est le bateau de la prison. Il y avait un bateau dans la prison. Ce serait cool. J'aime bien, ça se finit un peu bien quand même. Non, ouais, c'est un bateau en fait. C'était pas... Ah! Ça redescend.
It's a miracle! Waters receding. We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Fantastique, ça se finit bien. Eh bien, c'était bien cool. C'était bien cool. Ah, le journal.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big... Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying... And that's exactly...
J'aimerais voir Edwin un de ces jours. Parce qu'on fait que en parler tout le temps et je sais pas qui c'est.
Navia! Oh, it's you.
Hey, I'm here to update myself.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garun Snezhevich. He represented the knave.
Snej comme Snezhnaya. De la même racine. C'est Evich, c'est genre. Ça veut dire genre neige, nom de famille. C'est ça? Parce que c'est. Ouais, bon. Ouais, c'est chiant, je vais pas vous expliquer, c'est chiant. Juste pensez à moi quand vous entendez Snezhevich.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo get...
Photo! Photo time. Mon nouveau fond d'écran.
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it.
Un petit nopal, j'avais pas vu. Qui pendait. Je crois que c'était. Genre, pas la branche, mais genre, tu sais, le truc, sorte de gousset. Pas gousset, mais. Tu sais, comme ça, que tu accroches. Comme une montre à gousset.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the fort.
Whoa, you're well in.
That's a... In truth, I told him that it...
You're right.
Stay safe now. And...
Ouais, moi aussi, ça me rend un peu nostalgique. J'aimais bien être prisonnière. Travailler, puis manger, puis travailler, puis manger, puis dormir. Jurieux. Lourvine.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her.
Sir, please.
But it look.
No,
Now, I might not look it, but I actually...
Donc j'y pense, c'est pas genre le seul endroit de... Je vais dire le Tevat même, où il y a une prison. Il y avait pas de prison à Mondstadt et tout. Je crois. Genre ça s'appelait pas officiellement une prison, tu vois ce que je veux dire?